confirmed black-owned properties in by 1764. So ain't that funny? They came over on the expedition and got property. I thought they were slaves. Somebody said, didn't he say something about that being slave? They ship your people to the Americas, to Europe. And he put the laughing emoji as if he's really laughing. No, sir. Do you see this confirmed black property owners from the expedition? I thought Spain brought over slaves to work the fields like dogs. No, sir. It was likely you working the fields like a dog. let me show. Let me show. Let me show you. Let me show what he was doing, y'all. Let me show y'all. Where is it at? Where is it at? I got it right here. Where is it at? You know what? I just actually saved it, so I know where it's at. A faster way to get to it. This is what he was afraid of right here. I'm gonna show him a couple things that he's afraid of. Oh, you know what? I know what folder it is. I know what folder it is in. Right here. So see, back in the days, y'all was kind of afraid of a few things, Mr. Gonzalez. Where's my damn receipt at, man? Hold on. He gonna leave up out of here before I show the receipt. Oh no, here you go. This right here. This is what y'all was afraid of right here. What I found in the Library of Congress. Y'all was afraid to get us holding y'all by y'all hair and beating the shit out of y'all. Look, who's back there working? Who's back there carrying shit while niggas is over here dancing a jig? Niggas is over here dancing a jig, fully clothed. And what y'all doing over there? What y'all working? What was y'all getting your ass beat? Please, sir. Please don't beat me. I'm just a confused Spaniard YT Arab speaking Spanish. Shut your ass up. Get your ass back on that motherfucking field, okay? You don't think that's real, huh? Okay, let me show you in the newspapers. Let me show you what y'all was afraid of in the newspapers. This is good for the folks. Okay. So we're going to jump to, in the newspapers, you had something like this. Where are you at? Right here. You ever heard of Harrison's Law? It says the Whig Central Committee, and this is in 1840, just so you know. The Whig Central Committee have come out with an address, the chief object which is to induce the people to believe that Harrison's Law for selling and whipping white men and women applied to criminals only. Did you know you could be sold and whipped? Not just sold, but whipped, Mr. Gonzalez. But let's just talk about it a little bit. They said, hey, because they was afraid that a Negro might buy you. They said, hey, we quoted from a contemporary who says there are many acts which in themselves are not in any way criminal, which are made offenses by prohibition. For example, a poor girl has remarked, carrying her butter to the market, trots her horse across a bridge, is prosecuted and unable to pay the fines and costs, and is sold into slavery. And a Negro becomes her purchaser, who may whip her with 39 stripes on her bare back if she attempts to escape. Oh, Mr. Gonzalez. What's up with the slave stories, man? Mr. Gonzalez, I thought we came over as slaves. I'm showing you some of the first ones that came over was owning some of the Moors that came over was owning property. I'm showing you clips of y'all getting the shit beat out of you with a sugar cane stick. What that nigga? What that motherfucker? They beat his ass with a sugar cane stick. And let me show you the Michelangelo's. Michelangelo was making, sculptures and paintings, calling it the dying slave. Did you know that? Did you know Michelangelo painted the dying slave, and he didn't look YT. This is what he looked like. Michelangelo slaves. Y'all ever seen Michelangelo slaves? Yeah. Your name is of English origin and aren't English. Oh, wait a minute. You talking about English names? Let me. You just keep one. You are bringing up some amazing information, man. We was already gonna hit on this topic, cause you see here, who was given English names for real? If y'all was to go to the National Archives records, because we was going to get on identity theft, right? I told y'all that, right? Indian Family Register. Look at that. Why? We're going to pull up Indian families being registered. When are they being registered? I told y'all these fools didn't really get here until like the late 1800s in the night. Look at that. They're registering Indian families. How are they registering these Indian families? Let's take a look inside the register book. Okay? We're going to go down some pages in the register book until we can find some sections here for Mr. Gonzalez. Because Mr. Gonzalez believes that we got our English names from the YT man. But we're going to show something of the contrary. Because when you go to the English Indian families of registers, what you will notice are Indian names, and they're being given English names. I'm glad you said that, Mr. Gonzalez, because my people needed to see this. My people needed to see Indians being given English names. But you know what, Mr. Gonzalez? Right? Now these, let me keep going. Let me show y'all ones that got actual names on it, because that's got dates. That's kind of odd. But let me show you one with some names on them. Okay, here we go. Whoops, wrong one. Hold up. Let me go. That's the second page of that page. Yeah. No, we're gonna see this. And I've also found it on the Gillian Rose. We're gonna get to that. I don't know why this is tripping. Hold up. Let me refresh. We're also going to get to the Gillian Rose, because on the Gillian Miller Rose, they did the same thing. Giving away names. Why would you give away names? You know what? Let me go into the second volume. I'm going to show y'all. Hold up. Register of Indian Families. I haven't seen that one. Let me go to that one. I'm gonna have to retype it too. Register of Indians by Finland. That shit official to the motherfucker, ain't it? So let me find your little sections. English name. Now this one's typed out so we can see it a lot easier. Indian name, English name. Now these have some random names, but you have some Smiths in there. You have a Wolf in there. We're gonna get to some because as I've shown on many, and I might have some already saved. Let me see if I got some already saved in here under my identity theft folder, instead of having to search through all the damn pages. Where you at? Oh, wait a minute. It might be under this one too. I got a folder that said this called Natives Weren't Here. The natives were not here. I don't have it up under that one, so they got to be under identity theft. It got to be up under here. That's not it. I thought I had me some screenshots. Unless they're on my MacBook. Let me look at my MacBook Pro real quick. Stick around, Mr. Gonzalez. You're going to look like a fool. But I'm about to get back to the lesson, to be honest with you, too. But let me find this. Well, where in the hell? records. Okay, slave propaganda, identity theft. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, let me show you. Instead of me having to find all the ones, like I literally had to go through, I literally have been through a lot of those pages. But as you can see, I have many of those pages right here. So we're going to look at some of these names, some of these surnames given away. And then we'll look at some people that also got some of our surnames too. So as you can see, there's the Indian name and there is the English name. And so don't ever let them keep telling you that whole thing. Oh, you got the YT man's name. Because really, everybody took our name. White T-men took our name, and they also gave our names away to these folks. Because I'm going to show you that. So, like, I'm going to show you through many different ways. But you see this last name persons are payer. Let's go to the next one. You got some Johnsons, Ball, Prophet, Prophet Harden, Prophet, or Proffer or something. You got some Penn, Jackson, Watkins, Mitchell, Lincolns. You got people getting Woodbury. I know a bunch of Woodburys in Oklahoma. A lot of reverends that were Woodburys. Where'd they get these names from? Walker, Young, White. Where'd they get these names from? Where they? I'd have to turn this around. I ain't trying to do all that. Stone, Schla, whatever that is, Shepherd, St. Clair. Well, they gave y'all the name St. Clair. Stone, kiddo. See, the reason why your name is Gonzalez and not one of these English names is because you're still a fucking Spaniard. That means you've only been mating with Spaniards to keep y'all's names and shit together. You incest bastards. Okay. Mitchell, Mackey, Mitchell, Ola, and y'all know they be kissing cousins. And you got, so some of y'all probably seen some surnames that are probably your family. Jones. How'd they get the last name Jones and John and Jones and Chapman and Coon, Coon, Campbell. I know some people, my ex-wife Campbell's, and different ones. So they were given, what's up, Pistol? They were given English names. So Mr. Gonzalez, you said we was given English names, but I just showed where you all were given English names, but technically you all got our names. But let me show y'all another receipt, because that ain't enough to just show you that. We got to show how these people really did take our names, and I'm going to show you a yearbook. Did I say? I hope I saved that yearbook, so I ain't got to go fucking find it again. Please tell me I did. Yes. Okay. Bad. Man, I would have hated. Last time I was on a live stream, it took me forever to find this. So this is 1957, Mr. Gonzalez. Who's at the Chicolocan so-called boarding school in 1957, Mr. Gonzalez? Well, let's go down and take a little peek inside their yearbook, okay? Look, we have some names here. Names given to people who look like they're fresh off the boat from somewhere else. Are these people indigenous, Mr. Gonzalez? Well, let's look at their indigenous names over here. In 1950, okay? Now, one that's in particular important is, you see Bruner? Well, here's the lady with the last name Bruner. Also from the Oklahoma area. Very, very, very funny. Because my old best friend, his last name was Bruner. Is Bruner. So with his family, and he was a card-carrying Seminole. None of them look like goddamn Japanese people. Okay? Like this person, who looks like she's straight off of the boat from the Philippines. She looks like she would be taking your order on a cruise boat. Right? All the Filipinos work on the cruise ships, okay? In fact, let me shut up. So, but she has the last name Bruner. Where did she get that last name in 1957? Well, Mr. Gonzalez, I'll just keep using you as a punching bag. Let me show you some people who had that name prior to that. You had people like Caesar Bruner. Okay, notice the last name Bruner. Notice the heavy melanation. Okay, playing no games. He was born between, really it was 1813. I don't know where they got this 1828 from, and I'm going to show you that. Why is he important? Because he has a whole Seminole plaque after him. If I have it on here, I probably have to just Google it. Let me Google it. He's so easily Googleable, Caesar Bruner. And what is this going to do? This is going to prove that people with black-looking skin have had the Bruner last name since the early 1700s. Now, first of all, he was born in 1813. He was the head of the Caesar Bruner Band, okay? Mr. Gonzalez, okay? So the Bruner name has been with these folks at least until 1813, but guess what? We have a picture of his grandfather. Now, his dad would put his dad being likely born in the late 1700s, but his grandfather would be born sometime in the early to mid 1700s. And his name was still Bruner. Okay, I wonder if I can see it there. Monday Dindy, and then it says Freeman, but it's Monday Dindy Bruner. Okay, and he had a wife, Mr. Gonzalez. You want to see who his wife was? I don't think you're gonna like this, but that's his wife. One of your folks, Mrs. Elizabeth Manuel. She said, you know what? She gonna get her some of that BBC, Playboy. She went ahead and mixed that Spaniard blood on that. And it became an Indian. You know what I'm saying? Where she at now? They gone. Don't be fucking with us, man. We gonna wipe you out. We gonna wipe you out. Okay. Cause it went from him to Mr. Caesar Bruner. Let me get back. It went from him, then it went to Caesar Bruner. Up here. Way up here. Where'd it go? Then it went to Caesar Bruner. Bow. You know what I'm saying? And then it went all the way to my best friend, because my best friend is who tied their family back to him to be card-carrying Seminoles. And Seminoles, he would say, oh, yeah, I was freemen. He put the word freeman in there. They were never slaves. Their last war was fought in 1856. And they did not lose the war. They were very much so damaged. But they ended up just taking a treaty, and some accepted to leave Florida and some stayed in Florida. So they didn't lose. And when they went to Oklahoma in 1856, slavery ended in 1865, there was nobody slaves. In fact, let's let a man tell you that. Let's let one of these people tell you that.
After that comes the guns on. So you see the freedom came here with their guns on. Come after that comes the guns on. So you see the freedom came here with their guns on. They said the freedom was slave to the Indian, but slaves don't wear no guns.
He said they say that the freemen were slaves to the Indians, but slaves don't wear no guns. He said we came here with our guns. And you won't tell me I was a slave, nigga? Slaves don't wear no guns, Playboy. Okay, well, what you mean? You'd have had to face the guns, Playboy. Okay, let me quit. What you mean? I was y'all slaves. On top of that, we was the ones that was y'all fighters. Hold on, let me show you that.
This documents their close relationship. Blacks became chiefs, signed treaties, and served on the tribal council. They intermarried. They were equals, Opala says, and the Indians depended on them as warriors and interpreters.
Now, when they say Indians in here, depending on them as warriors and interpreters, you have to understand that's the propaganda of the game. Who are the Indians at this point? What do your Indian Seminoles look like today? Well, your Indian Seminoles today look like Mr. Gonzalez. He probably left. Seminole Indians of today. Images. You know, many of them look like Mr. Gonzalez, right? Playing games, right? Knowing damn well the Seminoles, we're going to get to actual authentic photos of the Seminoles and some of the old Spaniard Seminoles that have been here as well. But they were Spaniards before, but all of a sudden they're Seminoles, right? All of a sudden they're indigenous, right? Now, this is who they tout, who would be, these are the lookership, like this is one right here. This is the lookership of the people on this side of the United States that claim to be Indians. They look like Arabs mixed with Spaniards. Some look like Spaniards, straight Spaniards, or Asiatics and Spaniards, right? A nigga can take, if he takes this off and puts on a construction outfit, it was the construction outfit that did it for me. You wouldn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't get, you Indian for real? Nigga, I thought you was, but you out here doing construction. Anyway, so this is what they look like today, right? So either way, we was the warriors. The black people were the warriors and the interpreters. How are we interpreting for you? But either way.